Well, Israel has responded saying that they will move quickly to adhere to allowing for humanitarian aid to get into Gaza. And, I want to kind of reaffirm here that since day one, the United States has said three things must happen. Hum- uh, the release of the hostages, that's number one. Number two, humanitarian aid, a ceasefire for humanitarian aid to get in. So there's one overarching permanent ceasefire, and then there are the ceasefires that are called for so aid can get in. And then the third piece is for a two-state solution. So the United States has not changed, its posture in terms of negotiating for those three things.
So what is what was likely to happen if Israel does not comply?
Well, like I said, they have, and they said that they will move quickly
yes.
to allow for humanitarian aid to get in, because this was a pretty forceful maneuver on the part of the United States, because the situation is so dire, increasingly dire in Gaza.
Nola, what about how critical is that U.S. military aid for Israel?
So what's really hard for a lot of people to understand, because of a lot of the public optics that have come out of Gaza, is how can the United States continue to assist Israel? And this is how. So I'm going to list three important reasons why the U.S. and Israel relationship exists the way that it does. First and foremost, security and defense. Israel stands alone in the Middle East in terms of being a democratic partner to the United States. And as we are seeing in real time, they are facing threats from four different fronts. So that is a very real thing. And the fact that Israel does strike a level of balance of power in the region, and our shared value systems being both democratic countries, especially in a region like the Middle East. So while the United States is definitely trying to apply diplomatic pressure regarding Gaza, there are other concerns, Iran being one of those concerns, Hezbollah in Lebanon being another concern, that makes Israel quite vulnerable considering where it sits in that region.
You talk about the various fronts that Israel is facing. There's the Iran threat, there's the Hezbollah in Lebanon as well, and now Gaza. How can the U.S. help, even though they do want Israel to comply with the demands they've made after writing this letter? How else can the United States and the international community help quell this crisis?
Well, as with the first missile strike with Iran, there was a coordinated coalition that came together that was able to make sure that none of those missiles landed inside of Israel, and it was very successful. And now another part of that is a ground offensive with THAAD missile system, with the THAAD missile system arriving in different pieces in Israel, along with ground support to help operate that system. So it's a ground offensive in terms of the THAAD missile defense system, which stands for the Terminal High Altitude Area Defense Missile Defense System. And then also with the support of troops to help operate that system, which is designed to protect against missile threats, which we've seen from Iran at least twice now. And Hezbollah has made it quite clear that they are also planning to attack Israel.